This video was sponsored by Surfshark. So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. iPhone XS Max versus iPhone 11 Pro Max. Which one should you buy here in 2020? Now keep in mind something really quickly here. The iPhone XS Max is at $1,099, but we're talking about 512 gigs of storage. Now to get that on the 11 Pro Max, you're looking at $1,500. If we go down a little bit more, check this out, $799 refurbished. Yes, refurbished. We'll talk about that in a later video if it's worth buying refurbished, but for all intents and purposes, there's a 1-year warranty with the Apple refurbished phone, so I would say yes. Now, on the 11 Pro Max, if you go to buy this phone right now in 2020, you're still looking at the base price of $1,099, and that's for 64 gigs. So spec this thing out to 512, and you could see right there, we're looking at $1,449 on this device with taxes. That's well over $1,500. Already in 2020, there's not many phones that offer such a premium build around the edges like the 11 Pro Max or XS Max. You also notice that the 11 Pro Max got a slimmer camera bump. The 11 Pro Max has a more clean looking back because it's a frosted material. So when you're putting your greasy fingers all over your phone after eating some French fries and potato chips, you're not going to get it all over here on the 11 Pro Max. Not the same with the XS Max. If you do go with the space gray edition, that's going to look even more fingerprinty. So you got to clean and maintain XS Max a little bit more. But in terms of weight, it is a lighter phone. If you're looking for a lightweight but still premium, I think the XS Max is a better offering. But if you're looking for, say, more hefty, I got my money's worth kind of feel, yes, I paid the big bucks, I think the 11 Pro Max feels a little bit better in that respect. Look at them from the front. They both look exactly the same. I don't care which phone you're on. Nobody's going to know the difference between either. It's just when you get around to the back side. Both are sealed with IP68 water and dust resistance, so you don't got to worry about that either. On the whole, the body is really down to the back sides. Which backside do you like more? Because they're basically the same other than that. All right, so when it comes to their displays in 2020, which one's going to be the pick? Are you sacrificing a lot by just saving a buck or two on the XS Max over the 11 Pro Max? And you kind of are if you care a lot about your brightness. The iPhone 11 Pro Max gets significantly brighter than that of the iPhone XS Max. Neither are weak in the brightness category. As a matter of fact, they will blow away a lot of Android phones, both of these in the brightness. Both OLED displays, so both beautiful, both very high resolution, over 400 pixels per inch on both, so you're not gonna see a pixel on either, and both of them do have deep blacks and good contrast. If you're doing photo editing, video editing on here, you probably definitely wanna pick up the 11 Pro Max, but if you're just using it as an everyday user, not really doing professional stuff on your phone, I think the XS Max is worth going with instead of, if you're not gonna be taking advantage of display in that respect. Oh, and one small detail I forgot to mention in the body, the XS Max actually rocks a little bit. We could play a little song right there. You can see right there on the table. But over here for the 11 Pro Max, there's less of a rock here. Now, playing video, we're going to see that these displays do have a little bit of obtrusion with that notch right there. But you can just watch it here to get a better experience. You can pinch in like that. A little bit of a brighter screen. So when watching video on the 11 Pro Max, you'll get a brighter experience. Displays, I would honestly just get the XS Max if you're looking for a deal, because the 11 Pro Max, unless you really care about a couple hundred nits of brightness, which I think most won't even notice that much unless they're comparing them side by side, I think the XS Max is still a great value. Software, the iPhone XS Max features iOS 13.3 currently as of the recording of this video. They are working on 13.3.1 betas, should be out soon. But as of right now, both are still in development, and the XS Max has got years ahead of it. So you're taking no real risk here by buying a XS Max at a discounted price when it comes to software support. Apple will be supporting this for a long time. And when it comes to their general software, is there any differences? Yes, there is in the camera, but again, you're getting a triple camera, so you would expect new features on here. You can change the aspect ratio, stuff like that. You can also change video settings right from the camera itself. Something I really like that's not available yet on the XS Max. But when it comes to iOS, well, it's iOS. You know what you're getting, a grid of icons here on the home screens. There are different wallpapers in each iPhone. So the XS Max has some like globe wallpapers you can see right here. And the 11 Pro Max has like this clouded space looking wallpaper right here. But other than that, there's not a big deal of difference. But iOS 13 started off rocky. Both of these are very stable now. So you know that when you get either one of these, you're getting basically the same software experience. So the performance, the iPhone XS Max has the Apple A12 Bionic chipset. I could swipe through all day like I'm crazy and it would never lag up. Now I remember a day if I would swipe through that like that on an Android phone, that thing would probably blow up. So yeah, let's go over here to the 11 Pro Max. You can see that these things just fly. I mean, I cannot choke them up, and that was not a really good example. Watch my iPhone XS Max versus 11 Pro Max speed test down below in the description area for more information on their speeds, but I just never could lag this phone, the XS Max. It was hard. I was hopping in between applications would not lag. You just can't do it here. These phones are just powerhouses of devices, and that's good if this is your only computing device. You don't really have a laptop or a tablet, anything like that. This is amazing performance on both of these. So yeah, performance, definitely the winner is the 11 Pro Max, but this is performance that you don't even need at this point. You might need it in 4 or 5 years, but yeah, you don't need it right now. The XS Max is still super strong. Apple's still selling an iPad Pro with the same CPU inside. And now let's talk about Bluetooth connections, LTE performance on both, and Wi-Fi. And speaking of Wi-Fi, let's take a moment to thank our sponsor, Surfshark, of this video. So Surfshark VPN is an online service designed to keep you safe online. Privacy protection is huge in 2020, and this will allow you to encrypt all your internet traffic sent to and from those devices. On top of that, you can block ads, trackers, malware, and even phishing attempts online. Nobody wants that, so this is great. Now, we also have availability in 56 countries on 1,000+ servers, and unlike other VPNs, you can actually use this on unlimited devices on all platforms. Surfshark downloaded for your iOS or Play Store device, and you go into Surfshark and you could see Quick Connect right here, and you can go to features and you have Clean Web, Hack Lock, Blind Search, and you can also change the servers right here. I mean, it doesn't get any simpler than this. Also, the application does support dark mode, so you don't got to worry about this app being too bright at nighttime. So overall, just super simple. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. And another great feature about the Surfshark VPN is the ability to see different Netflix shows that were only previously available to you if you were in a certain part of the world. So that's pretty great. And this also works with Disney Plus. I really want you guys to check this out. So go to the link in the description or surfshark.deals/Ackerman and use my promo code Ackerman to receive 83% off your purchase and an extra month free, and enjoy peace of mind browsing like I do with Surfshark. Comes to Wi-Fi performance, I'm not seeing a big deal of difference between these two. I know the iPhone 11 Pro Max is supposed to be a little bit better, but I don't see a big deal of difference. Now, when it comes to LTE performance, both of them do have Intel modems, so wasn't too happy with this. I actually have connection issues on both of these from time to time, especially when switching between mobile and Wi-Fi. Sometimes it just doesn't respond and I gotta reconnect. Since we're on the topic of connections, talking about phone call quality, the iPhone 11 Pro Max and XS Max are basically identical, and that's to say not the best in the industry. I do think Samsung has them beat right now when it comes to this portion, but they both are serviceable. It's not like you're gonna buy this phone and you can't use your phone. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there are better phones than these two, but both of these are serviceable. Let's talk about their cameras. iPhone XS Max features a dual 12 megapixel iSight camera. We have a triple one here for the iPhone 11 Pro Max. This is the big deal here, the 11 Pro Max, and I think it's quite useful, but I don't think it's a deal breaker for the XS Max just because you don't have that extra lens. Here's why. Now, if you go into photo, you do have Smart HDR, which is really going to help the photo quality for this phone. And I found that photos turn out very good and detailed, but especially the video is strong here for the iPhone XS Max with 4K 60 recording here available. Lots of features here for XS Max when it comes to portrait photography as well. You can go ahead and go to natural light, contour light, stage light, and you can flip this thing around and you can still do those things on the front. So you can get very creative with XS Max. You can also change the f-stops between f1.4 and 16. Now that's not a true f1.4, but it's a software-based version, and it does a pretty good job with allowing you to tweak the blurring on your iPhone's portrait mode. When it comes to the iPhone XS Max's front-facing selfie camera, this is where the 11 Pro Max seen big updates. You have 7 megapixels here, and you're gonna have a 12 megapixel front-facing camera here for the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So when it comes to the cameras, if you care about camera more than anything, the 11 Pro Max is a substantial upgrade. It is the one to go with. Even as a tech content creator, I'm not always using these cameras, so I can kind of see where, you know, somebody buys a phone and they take a photo here and there. If you're that person, why would you pay $500 more to have these cameras if you're just a person taking a photo here and there. You get what I'm saying? But if you really want that ultra wide angle like the iPhone 11 Pro Max can offer, then there's really no other choice. And if you want night mode, but I find night mode sometimes gets annoying because you have to turn it off every time. If it is dark, it kind of automatically activates. But it's still a good feature. Again, that stuff serious photographers are going to care about. The thing I want to discuss before we come to our conclusion is the audio.
This is the iPhone XS, and this phone was launched in 2008. This is the iPhone XS, and this phone was launched in 2018.
So what I hear is that the XS Max actually sounds a little bit louder, in my opinion, and also the 11 Pro Max sounds a little bit clearer, so a little bit fuller. So essentially, you have pretty similar speaker performance. I don't think the audio is a reason to pick one over the other. I also wanted to mention battery life. We can't make a video like this without talking about battery life. I don't want to go on too far with this because this phone right here on the right, the 11 Pro Max, is so much better than the XS Max, and it's been talked about forever now. So this is not even something we're talking about anymore. You know, if you get the 11 Pro Max, you're getting better battery life, hands down. We're talking like maybe 2 to 3 hours more on screen time and potentially even getting through another day versus the XS Max. So in conclusion, the iPhone XS Max or the 11 Pro Max, you're seeing that the upgrades on the 11 Pro Max are definitely key for people who are heavy users, pro users, things like that. And I think that's where it gets its pro name. But I think for the everyday user, I think the savings on the XS Max are so significant that this is a better value pick right here between these two, at least at this current time. But it's 2020, so keep in mind, in just 8 months, Apple's gonna launch iPhone 12. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this, subscribe if you haven't already, and I got a question for you. Are you buying the XS Max or are you buying the 11 Pro Max, or did you buy one already? Let us know down below in the comments. Nick here, be sure to be well. I will catch you all in the next episode, and peace.